When I first started the Japan Hero website back in 2001, I spent a lot of time learning about tokusatsu TV heroes that I had never heard of. One of the most intriguing ones at the time was Bankid. Back then there just weren't many photos available and very limited information what this show was about. It looked like a Super Sentai show, but made by Toho Studios. Why was there no information out there on this series? It looked like something that would have been more popular than it was. It wouldn't be until a couple of years later that over Wing MX, I was able to find a low resolution, blurry copy of one episode of Bankid. It was just enough to get a sense of what it was all about. But outside of this show remained elusive for many years. Then, in 2016, Toho finally released the full series on DVD. At long last, we could actually see the show and get better insights into what it was all about. Flying Saucer Battle Bankid was a joint production between Toho and Nippon Television. Bankid aired in Japan from 1976 to 1977 with a total of 26 episodes. Its UFO theme was informed by the popularity of the topic in the mid-70s in Japan, which also informed other works at the time, like UFO Robo Grandizer, the animated movie Great Battles of Flying Saucers, and the TV series UFO Senshi Diapolon. In addition to trying to ride the UFO craze at the time, Bankid also tried to capitalize on the success of Toei's Go Ranger TV series, which at the time was airing on TV Asahi. As far as the Bankid storyline goes, it's a very straightforward story. The Bukimi aliens are plotting to relocate to Earth and have begun their invasion plans. However, thanks to Dr. Usaki, Earth is ready because he has assembled 5 young individuals to take on the alien invaders as Bankid. It's now up to the Bankid and Bankid Mother, their multi-component spaceship, to fend off the Bukimi invasion. Behind the scenes, Bankid is actually a pretty interesting show. While Toho is the production company that is associated to the title, the show was actually produced by their subsidiary, Nippon Eiga Shinsha, a company that was dissolved back in 2009. This subsidiary was generally in the business of producing documentary-style programming, so a special effects series like Bankid was a new challenge for them to work through. This is especially evident in the first half of the series when an episode enters its action scene portions. The camera work is incredibly unsteady. The fight choreography is limited and basic compared to what other companies were doing within the TV henshin hero genre. The episode structure is also formulaic, and at least for the first half of the series, tended to stick to a very specific formula. Introduce the episode's UFO or alien, have the Bankid go out and take them on in aerial battle early in the episode, and then in the last 3-5 minutes, fight the aliens in hand-to-hand combat. Most shows of this period tended to have a formula like that, but there is something about the way Bankid was filmed that made it feel much more repetitive than its contemporaries. It also doesn't help that they don't pull off the exciting presentation or storytelling of Go Ranger. While Bankid looks like Go Ranger, it's anything but. Bankid lacks the theatricality and explosive presentation of Go Ranger. Unlike Toei's show, Bankid generally limited its pyrotechnics to the UFO dogfight scenes. Ground battles rarely feature the use of explosives, especially during the first 14 episodes of the series. Bankid is also missing the arsenal of Toei's flagship series, with fights generally being limited to basic martial arts movements. There are no unique weapons, combiner weapons, swords, laser beams. They mostly rely on just martial art movements. Where the series does shine is in its use of miniatures, which tend to be the highlight of each episode. Featuring Bankid Mother, these scenes tend to highlight a wide range of UFO on UFO dogfights that provide an opportunity to change things up from the human drama. And then finally, there's the music, which for the most part exists without really augmenting what's happening on screen. The exception to this is the theme song, which does have a catchy melody that adds some heroic energy to the show. Overall, Bankid is not a great or bad show. It's just strictly average. After watching it, I can see why it was nothing more than a blip on the North American internet back in the early 2000s. I will categorize Bankid as a show for fans who are really interested in the fringes of the TV henshin boom of the 70s.